Hey, what's up guys? We're just going to shoot a quick clip here, pretty much unedited, a little bit of pausing as I bounce around, but I wanted to show you guys what we're into right now. A little bit of an interesting call. So the call started out, I've got a partial power call. I actually got multiple partial power calls. If I read through the comments here, it says, this one here says power went off about 15 minutes ago with a bang. It is back on now, but only partially. Lights are also flickering and some devices will not turn on. Another one of the calls says power in half the house is working. So these addresses were maybe a couple hundred meters apart. They were far enough apart that I knew they weren't on the same transformer. So that was a bit strange. And then I had a no power call come in a couple miles down the road. So I was heading out to the work site and I arrived at the first partial power call where the meter was on. The customer said, yeah, half the house is on, but not. The lights were kind of real dim, but it was the whole house that was dim, and then they went completely off. Anyways, my other phone rang, my work phone, and it was one of the guys in the fire department's phone number. As soon as I seen that, I knew something was up. So let's take a drive down the road and I'll show you guys what we found. All right, so just before we get down the road, I wanted to stop here for a sec. We've got a 3-phase switch, if my camera can focus here. 2 of those switches were open and one was still in the closed position. They were blown open, and I immediately, upon discovering the fire, opened that third one, which I had to set up the truck, use a load buster. That's feeding maybe 100 customers on the 3-phase. Enough that we're not just gonna open up the tele stick. Even if we could, the wind out here is just absolutely insane right now. There wasn't supposed to be any wind tonight. I'm not even sure where this came from, but if it keeps up like this, we're in for a long night. Let's head a little further down the road. All right, so we're at the location of the tree here right now. I'll see if there's too much wind noise. I rolled down my window. Not too bad. Pretty standard call. Tree fell on the 3-phase wire. But what happened was 2 of those cutouts opened, shutting off power to 2 out of 3 of those wires. Oftentimes, if 1 out of the 3 of the wires lose power, you will get some backfeed through any 3-phase customers that will provide a low power to the remainder of the customers on the open wire. In this case, there was 2 of them open and the one wire closest to us was energized. When I showed up, you can see the burn marks on that tree. When I showed up, there was literally a lightning bolt connecting that road phase over to the center, way over here. There was fire connecting those 2 wires. So that's why the customers that were on the phase that was out were experiencing no power, and then all of a sudden they got their power back. That arc was actually energizing those 2 dead phases, not quite to full voltage, but enough that it was able to pick up some of the customers with some real funny voltages going on. So power's out, everything's safe here. It's not a crazy dry day. We just had some rain earlier, so I'm not too worried about a fire if that starts smoldering or anything. I got 2 guys. We just had a major vehicle accident in town, so the on-call guys are tied up there. We got 2 guys from home to head in and grab a truck. They're gonna head this way. I'm not gonna capture any footage on that. All we're gonna do, I've got the line open already, so I'm gonna remove the doors, tag that pole. We'll go to the normal open, which is the tie, to de-energize it from the other direction. We're going to check to make sure those are open, the doors are removed. We'll tag that as well. We're going to come back here, throw some grounds and bonds on the line, cut that tree clear, surrender our permit, put the doors back in, close the line back in. It should go pretty smooth. As long as that wind settles down. Not very dramatic, looking at that little birch tree, but when I was up in the air, the wind was just insane. So it seems to have calmed down a little bit now. Could be a busy night, hopefully not. I'd like to get some sleep tonight, but thanks for stopping in as always guys, and we'll see you all soon.